I got a comment from Nyack Birding saying he struggles with getting their videos in front of the right and a bigger crowd, and he loses a lot of people in the first 30 seconds of their video. He wants to know how to hook people better so they will stay to the end. We're going to talk about that in this video. Okay, first things first, if you want to get your videos in front of more people, then you've got to learn how to market your videos in a bunch of different ways. Now, don't get overwhelmed. That's the big thing, I think, is figure out one strategy that works well for you and roll with it. In a way, I would say two. The first would be get search engine optimization and suggested engine optimization down, especially suggested engine optimization. Search engine, you can get some decent views from, potentially some big views, but you're gonna see a lot more quick growth if you start focusing more on suggested engine optimization and just making really good quality content. I will have a link down in the description. Check that out after this video is over for how to handle that suggested engine optimization and just making better quality content. It's a really in-depth video that'll show you the main keys you want to look at. But at the end of the day, quality content will get audience retention up. Quality thumbnails will get more people clicking through. Quality titles will get people clicking through. And when YouTube sees that, then they're gonna suggest your videos more. They're gonna show it in search more. They're gonna show it to people in the home feed. And that's where you can rake up a lot of views really quickly, when you get that click-through rate for your videos up and then the audience retention up, which comes to the second point, which is the hooks. But we'll get to that in a second. More ways to help you get in front of a bigger audience. So if you're handling your business on the search and suggested optimization, quality content, getting good audience retention and click through all those things, then the other thing you want to look at is a way to get your video in front of people outside of just relying on YouTube, right? Don't just put everything in their hands. Take things in your own hands. Take action, right? The good news is this is something you can actually do pretty easily with the step-by-step process I'm going to give you right here. So first of all, just determine where your audience is at. So if you're making videos about cooking, find areas online where there's a big audience of cooking. This could be a Facebook group. This could be Reddit. You know, any topic. It doesn't have to be just cooking. I know I talk about that on the channel a lot because I like to eat. But at the end of the day, whatever your topic is, I'm sure there's audiences somewhere online. Find the big ones. Don't just look for the little ones. Look for the ones that have thousands of followers. There's lots of Facebook groups with thousands of people in them. There's, I'm sure, Reddit threads where you can get in front of thousands of people. Reddit's not really my thing, but at the end of the day, the tips and tactics I'm going to give you are going to remain the same. Find a big audience or a potentially big audience, and then do this step two. Step two is to spam the mess out of your links in those groups. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Do not spam the groups. Here's the deal. You want to get your videos viewed in those groups to that bigger audience, right? So you're looking for a bigger audience. Well, you found it. Don't just go plopping your links in there. That's a terrible way of going about things, because you're going to get low quality viewers. You're going to get people that just get annoyed with you. They're going to remove you and block you and all that stuff, right? And now you just lost that potential audience. That's not what you want to do. What you do want to do is go into those groups, interact with people, provide value, but also, this is the big thing where you're going to actually get your views. But do these other things I mentioned, actually help people out, be an active part of the group, because when now you make your own post to promote your content in this way, they'll be a lot more apt to listen and want to hear what you have to say, because you've been a valuable contributor to the community, and you're not just going in there starting off with, hey, check out my stuff, watch, subscribe, click, link, subscribe, view. No. Don't do that stuff. So once you have those pieces in place, now you make a post in the group and you say to people, hey, here's some tips, and take them right from your video. Maybe, you know, don't give everything away, but give a few tips from the first part of the video and say to people, this is something I've noticed can really help. Here's step one. Maybe give a little bit of step two if there's a 5-step process in your video. Or maybe, you know, there's like an overarching theme and you can kind of talk about that theme as a post, right? And say, this is the overarching lesson that I've noticed lately, but don't give away the details, right? Or maybe give a few details, but don't give the overarching theme. You see what I'm getting at here? You're just gonna give a small piece of what the video is about, just enough to give some people some value and intrigue them and make them say, hey, this was helpful, and people will start commenting. And when people start commenting and liking and whatever else the platform has, then guess what's going to happen? It's going to get shown in more people's feeds. And in that post, near the end of that post, after you've given people a lot of value, there you can put your link. Or maybe if it comes up naturally in conversation from people leaving comments, you drop the link, because people are going to go to the comments and they're going to see it plenty down there. You don't have to just blast it in the post. And now that post is being showed in that big group or potential platform or whatever it is that you're on, right? More people are seeing it. They're engaging with it. They're finding it valuable. So it keeps coming up in more people's feeds. And now because of that, your link is getting shown to more people in a valuable way. And people have been understanding what your video is about before they even start watching it. So now there's a better chance that they're gonna click and actually watch more than 10 seconds of your video, and you don't get terrible audience retention that ends up hurting your video long term, which is what you want to do. You want to get a high retention from your viewers. And you know what else you're doing? You're getting some session starts, which YouTube says, hey, this is a good video. A lot of people are coming onto YouTube because of your video, and they're watching for a long time. Both good signals. Guess what happens then? YouTube starts showing your video to more people on the platform, in search, in suggested, in the home feed, and then boom, you've got two ways that your video is being promoted, both on the platform that you took the action on, and then YouTube saying, hey, this video is legit, and they start pushing it out to more people. Okay, now let's talk about that second part of your question, your hooks. So here's the deal with your hook. Your hook has got to be good, it's got to be enticing, but it's also got to be short, because if it's too long, people are just gonna drop off your video. So one of the best things you could do with your hooks is just figure out, how can I like get the point across and do it in a concise way so I can get to step one, or the first part of what's gonna be happening in the video, the reason that people actually came to the video, right? And if you can do that, now people are going to be more engaged with the video because you just got to the point a little quicker of what's actually going to be happening throughout the video. And that kind of is like one of your hooks. A lot of people like to drag out the intro too long, and when they do that, you'll see that retention just keeps dropping off, right? But if you can get to the point a little quicker and start talking about what's happening, now people are like, okay, they're starting. Like, people just get impatient on YouTube because they don't like all the long drawn out things in the beginning. They want you to just get to what they came for. So that in a way is like one of the best hooks you can have, is just getting to the meat of the content. But on the actual hook side, there's a couple things I've got for you as far as advice goes. Okay, with the hook, you kind of want to just give a basic overall idea of what the video is going to be about, and it should be reflected on what's in the title and the thumbnail. And again, try to knock this out in like 10, 15 seconds max. And then you might want to mention some like really cool detail that's going to happen in the video that'll keep people watching to the end, right? Or something that is really exciting or unexpected, or something that just is interesting that they've got to check out, and just mention it's going to be in the video so they'll stay tuned for that part, and have that part at the end of the video, so now they're going to keep watching to see when that part's going to happen, right? And that way you'll get them hooked to watch the entire video, and you don't have to spend a lot of time to tell people these things. You can just get the point across, you know, in 2-3 sentences, get that knocked out in 10, 15 seconds, 20 seconds max. One other piece of advice I got for you when it comes to hooks. I know a lot of gurus say you should tell people to subscribe and click the bell icon and all that in the beginning of the video. I found that the audience retention more and more dips when you do that. Now, you can do this from time to time if you're trying to build your subscriber base, but I would play around with just getting rid of that part in the beginning, you know, completely. And then at the end of the video, tell them really quickly to click the subscribe button and the bell icon to catch the newest videos, 10 seconds or less, so you're not losing audience retention there. Now, ultimately, if you want to get your videos in front of a bigger audience and you want to hook them to the end, there's something even bigger that has to be in place, which I go over in this YouTube video. Check that video out. It will help you a ton. If this video helped, click the subscribe button and the bell icon to catch the newest videos, and make sure you watch that video. It will drive your views through the roof and your subscribers and keep people hooked to the end.